where you and your kids can live without being on the verge of getting evicted. Cause I was telling them about an article that I read in the Washington Post, and it was a young lady. She was a single mother of two. Her rent was $1,500, but her landlord sent her a notice that in a month her rent was going to go up to, I think it was $2,500. Now she was saying, like she said, she's struggling to pay the $1,500, and she is in Las Vegas. So now her thing is, where are her and her two children going to go?
All right, Miss Sally, I'm going to be
Sally
the judge.
who?
That's her name. I'm giving her name, Sally. Miss Sally, let me give you some advice. When you got that notice,
Rob a bank, Sally.
No. Sally, when you got that notice, baby, you were supposed to immediately look for efficiency or a 1-bedroom or maybe a 2-bedroom and put Raheem, Kareem, and Abdul in one room and Rebecca go in the other.
She had a 2-bedroom.
Well, you got downsized to a 1-bedroom, baby. You got to do what you got to do. It's called gaining mastery. Adapting to every circumstance that you face them. See, but no, what you did was say, I ain't going nowhere.
No, that's not, no.
Yes, she did.
No, she didn't say
yes,
she wasn't leaving. The article was about...
Wait a minute. I'm going by the lease agreement because I didn't rent it before.
Now, you know, in Pennsylvania, you only have to have in Philadelphia, you only have to have a lease written for 1 year. After you live in there for 1 year, the lease automatically gets renewed.
All right, so I'm quite sure. I'm on the both. I'm a judge now. I gotta keep. I'm on the both sides.
Judge Steve Harvey.
Yes, Judge EA every day. Now, because I can be a judge because I have empirical knowledge, experience. I ain't got to go to your college and make a decision on right and wrong. I'm making a decision on principles. So I don't have to go to your university to say I'm a judge. I got on the road right now. It's a mink. Excuse me. Now, what's that? What I say her name was?
Sally.
Sally. I'm quite sure if you had a 1-year lease, let's just say, quote unquote, you had a 1-year lease. You know when October came, baby, that man sent you that letter. Why would you wait all the way up till that expired, knowing that he wanted that extra monies?
That ain't the point.
You said
that is not.
You said I know what you did, Sally.
That you pre-med students in Virginia.
Just because they pre-med students don't mean that they did the right thing and they followed the lease agreement.
What they're saying is their rent went from one thing to over $1,000.
What did they do?
They said they're going to ride around in their car and live like nomads. Now that's what they said they was going to do.
See, that's what they
not
said
right. They should
you don't fight fire for fire. You took it upon yourself and said, "No, now this is my house. I ain't paying you no extra $500, and I ain't getting out."
It wasn't an extra $500. It was an extra like $1,500 to $2,000.
An extra $5,000.
That's bull crap.
What you should have did, Mr. Kimchi.
The banks are built on the back of the Peckley. Yes, they are.
I need 30 days to get out your house, and raising your rent, it's unaffordable for me. And I want my security deposit back. So I will leave your premises on time, but I'm asking you to give me 30 days just in case I can't find it.
Do you know how hard it is to find housing?
Do you know how hard it is?
Do you know how hard it is?
Do you know how hard it is to find a good tenant that can pay you on time?
If you got,
don't give you no bullshit.
If you got a good,
there if you couldn't afford.
No, they was affording it when they moved there. Now
it's time to go.
He raising their rent over $1,000.
Would you go in the penny candy store and say how them three for? Hold on. You think it's goddamn it? I'm sick of this shit. Hold on. All right, now these might be the.
Oh my God!
Wait a minute. Now I'm using this. Now I only got one more soft peppermint. Not on duty.
The banks are the enemy.
Hold
exactly.
On. All right, no, your people's just not keeping it real.
They take your money.
All right,
and
you
give
see
it
this?
To other people.
3 peppermints. Mm-hmm. All right, now look, y'all. See these 3 peppermints? No, not finished. Continue. See these 3 peppermints? Back in the day, these peppermints, right now, these like 2 for a quarter. These peppermints like 2 for a penny, probably a penny a piece. Y'all remember the penny candy stores? So would you just bust up in the penny candy store and say that you ain't paying 3 for a quarter no more? Would you? Wait a minute. Wait, I'm trying to prove a point. Now, wait a minute. inflation goes up. The cost of living must rise.
So should the
You
should the
cannot
minimum
get
wage.
rice-a-roni for $2.99 no more.
I agree, but minimum wage should go up. Minimum wage should go up.
Well, don't order the
With
pizza.
Don't
order the cheesesteak from the pizza store.
Because $7.25 an hour minimum wage don't pay no $1,000 a month rent. It just don't. So if
I agree. I ain't saying.
And you talking about the banks. Let me tell you how
the bank. Well,
they're so crooked.
Stop looking at the banks.
Let me tell you,
like they're your friend.
You put your money in there, and then when you put your money in there, then when you go to get a loan, they tell you no.
That's why
but
you put $1,000 in there. You
and
put
give it to
$1,000
somebody
in
else.
there and borrow your own money. See, I want to borrow $500 of my money.
They still don't let you borrow no money.
But listen, it's called collateral.
They don't
you got
let
to
you
pay a
borrow
little
no money.
interest on it.
Trust me.
You got to pay on it.
I know. I put over $1,000 in my bank account for my bank, and when I tried to get a loan, they told me no. Told me no.
Your trustworthiness must have been hell no.
I've been banking with them for 5
some of y'all,
years.
you
They
pull
should
your
have
score.
said yes.
You pull your
score. That's another scam by the man.
All right, I'm gonna be the credit analysis.
Because you can have
I'm the loan
$300,000 worth of good debt, right?
You just burned that man. He asked you to get out early. You said no. You wanted to stay in his house. You wanted to tell that man what to do with his own property.
Ain't nobody ever said those people wanted to stay in those houses. The thing is, if you're living somewhere and you know you and your kids were stable, and then all of a sudden this guy comes up and say, you gotta go unless you're giving me $2,500.
You know why I'm tough about that? I told my story over and over again. We lived everywhere.
My mom everybody applied for a job at EA's company.
No, and it was 13 of us in one house.
Well, it's about to be 13 people in one house again.
So Sally, I ain't trying to hear that, Sally. You couldn't take just 4 of y'all in one efficiency or one bedroom.
It was her and her 2 kids.
Her and her 2 only kids. It was 13 of us born and raised in one house.
And everyone listen to
one
EA
bathroom.
Because at the rate inflation is going, it's going to be 13 people living in a house again.
Y'all kids be privileged, and y'all dealt. Stop acting like y'all privileged. Work hard for it. Work hard for
people
it.
Are working
she could have
hard.
moved to a suburbial area. I mean, she could have moved to a less more of a suburbial area and downsized.
It costs more to live in a suburb.
That is saying not in Vegas. Not in Vegas.
Listen, my son was living in Vegas. He said the homelessness is ridiculous.
You talking about K&A,
Vegas.
Kinston, and Allegheny?
Yeah, that's how Las Vegas looking.
Vegas look just like that. Ain't nothing fancy.
And why?
But because it's a desert.
Because it's bull crap.
Now with those rich investors, the 1%, what they did was they took a bunch of money, they had a plan, and they built in a desert. Like I'm telling y'all do too. You could take take 70 grand, go to Jamaica, go to Mexico, go to Puerto Rico, go to one of those islands and build on it.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to get out of here, if you don't want to live in the United States of America, where the taxation will drive you crazy. Listen, just
think about what you saying.
You know why?
Why is it that only
I'm going to tell you why. Because I lived in one of the highest taxation states in the United States of America besides California, Washington Township in South Jersey.
Right.
The taxes is $10,000 and above. I know what it's like to pay taxes for 13, 15 years, $13,500 outside your mortgage. So you can't tell me. It's called sacrifice.
Let me tell you something.
Wait a minute,
I
sister.
hear you saying that.
Wait a minute, sister.
Mm-hmm.
It's called sacrifice.
No, it's called
now,
BS.
my job wasn't paying me enough to pay for my mortgage. So what I do as supplemental income, I sold waters, I sold juices, I sold candy bars.
You think it's that
hats,
easy?
I sold scarves.
If it was,
I sold no. See,
nope.
We gotta stop acting like we so damn privileged.
No,
and work for
that's
it.
not it. Why? If that was the case, EA, why?
These young boys out here carjacking because they too fucking lazy to go get a job.
Now,
they want to take it.
But that might be true.
telling you the mindset of the people.
That could be true. But
it is true.
But listen, if that's the case, why is it in 2022 black people have less than 1% of the wealth in America? Less than 1%.
Look at me. Wait a minute, I'm gonna show you.
Less than 1. I'm
gonna show you. Look. See this?
Cause you buying all of me.
Look.
Mm-hmm.
Burberry. See this?
That's still not answering the question.
Because we spend our money on the stuff that really truly don't matter. I can admit.
Okay.
I have an issue.
It's still a systematic. It's still a systematic issue.
No,
Yes,
I told myself
absolutely.
this.
It's still systematic.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
It's still a systematic issue. It's still systematic.
What was that? What was that on MTV where they hit each other in the crotch, jump off bridges, do dumb stuff? Jackasses. Go out and be a bunch of jackasses.
My cousin said.
You don't have to
my
follow
cousin
them.
Tanya said you're missing the point.
All right, explain to me.
You're missing the point.
Explain to me, Tanya.
She
What is
said
the
you're
point?
missing the
Explain to me.
business owner, mind you, and the homeowner.
Call my phone, 215-929-6212. Explain it to me. I want to hear you explain it on the air.
Yeah.
This is what I have
Call
learned.
up, Bree.
I grew up, I have not. My whole entire life. Going to school with holes in my sneakers, never had nothing. Ate cream and wheat and fucking oatmeal and wheat tina for dinner, lunch, and breakfast.
You are one person.
No, but I'm just saying the mindset. You have to establish entrepreneurship of knowledge of self and self. Because you can, long as you have an opportunity to go get, you ain't got to be, when your rent go raise up, okay, job. I need a raise.
Yeah, that's
Wait a minute, let me
bullcrap.
explain it.
It's bull.
I know people that go to a 9 to 5, then do Uber, do whatever,
That's
the shopping
true.
cart. They do what they gotta do. They ain't going around making excuses, blaming somebody that
Nope.
got real estate
Nope.
because you now can't
I'm not
afford
trying to
it.
hear that because they
You now
gave
can't
these
afford it.
people Homestead Acts and all.
I ain't
and
talking
they,
about that situation.
No. That's why you cannot
talking about that
dismiss. You can't
situation.
dismiss that because they always telling us to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps, but it's bullcrap because in rural areas in America, they get loans for houses.
Move to Altoona then. Move to Altoona.
Not the point. Everybody
No,
can't
it is
move
the point.
Everybody can't move to Altoona.
Why
And
can't you?
Let me tell you
It's a
something.
7-hour
If those
drive.
Republicans in Pennsylvania can give those people in those suburbs where they in those roads they come from money, then the people in this city who pay the highest taxes
That's
in this
not
state.
what I'm saying.
that's-
See,
it's-
y'all gonna
no.
always be dependent on the
Not about-
system.
They depend
It
on the
is.
system.
But see,
Every
we ain't
corporation.
gotta follow.
But every
We ain't
corporation.
gotta follow.
Yeah, but you're missing the point.
I'm
because
not
they
missing
give
the point.
Walmart
We
money.
saying give.
They give it
us more welfare.
Give us more of what y'all give Bill Gates.
Give.
Yup. You damn
No,
skippy.
wait.
If you give Bill Gates
Y'all be
money,
misconstruing that man.
Elon,
Bill Gates
I
started
don't-
from the muscle.
I don't give what you
Bill
say.
Gates started from the muscle.
Bill Gates gets money from the government.
Now.
The Waltons get
Now.
money. No, they've been getting it. Big
Well, from
corporations.
the beginning, though.
Corporate welfare.
From the beginning. We ain't gonna talk about Bill
Man,
Gates.
they've been getting.
It's cool.
That's the problem. These companies get corporate welfare. Nobody talks about that. If they so rich and they got so much money, the government don't give them no money. Don't no lobbyists need to be going up there in Washington.
That's something totally different.
Nope, it's not. It's not
different.
Nope, because you know why? They give them money, but they don't give the average person who these countries is built the backs off of. They don't give them no assistance. We got to go through all kinds of stuff.
So devil's advocate. I mean, so all right, the scale, Libra. All right, we here in America, so of course we can't
Exactly.
go
Somebody
and come
said-
back and get in incentives like an Asian, like an Italian, like a non-American that come here
They give
and get a
them money.
visa. I get it. Go to Africa, they give you money. Go to Afghanistan, they gonna give you some dough. Go to Pakistan. Go to Iraq.
But I
Go to
this is my
China.
place right here.
Go
So
to
why I
Russia.
can't get-
Well, stop complaining. You want a welfare check. Work for it.
No, like my follower just said, there's no
What'd they
excuse
say?
for
What'd they
a
say?
40% rental increase.
We understand that.
It's no excuse.
How do you change that?
Because what happens
All
is,
right, wait a
just
minute.
think about it.
What was it? What we talked about last week? Coping. How do you cope? How do you gain mastery from oppression?
Man,
Wait a minute. No, we can't. We can't fake it till we make it. Let's keep it 1,000. We talk about gaining mastery from last week. How do we adapt from a system that incarcerates our minds, our physical body, and our truth? How do we gain mastery? How do we adapt?
these motherfuckers need to give us some reparation. They need to give us.
Man,
I don't care what nobody
fuck a
says.
40-acre in the mule.
It ain't got nothing. No, 40 acres in the mule. Forget that.
Man, give me opportunity.
Because they gave it to
I'ma
other
get my
people.
own.
They gave it. See, this is the thing.
I
When
get
it
it,
comes
though.
to us, why is it that when we ask for our shit that we deserve, when we ask for
You know
our
why?
shit, no, when we ask for
What you
our
say
shit,
Martin Luther King said?
he said, "I walk my people into a burn building."
Damn.
Cause
That's why
why
when
did
you-
they hold up? Why they kill him? Why did they kill Martin?
Because he asked for his shit.
He said, we're going to Washington and get our shit. We're going to collect our checks. And after all this stuff, Martin got his ass whipped, kicked, beat, and everything else. As soon as Martin said, oh, hold up. I don't know. I've been saying, I've been saying, hold up. I've been talking about peaceful, real protest. They not trying to hear none of that shit. We going to Washington and get our shit. Oh, I said, oh, he coming for some money. Oh, he got to go. he got to go. Because you know why? Because regardless of what they say about us, the majority of black people, if black people was to get some money that they definitely owe us, I don't care what nobody say. They gave reparations to the Japanese. They gave reparations to all these people. But when it comes to us, they don't want to give us shit.
I want to ask you a question. In a series,
they need to give us our shit.
Rakim Freeze, I got a question.
Somebody said you gotta be trolling.
Than the average
you trolling?
No, because I understand the mindset of our people. We cannot let it go. Teddy Pendergrass, please.
Reparations don't just have to be money. Reparations could come in free education,
college, medical, go, baby.
Housing,
like
a whole bunch of shit.
TKO.
Get out of here. Go, they do us wrong, but everybody could come over here from another country and get some money.
You sound like a hater.
I ain't hating.
You are hating.
My thing.
So you rather get the check than
it ain't hating. I don't feel as though that nobody that come from overseas, from nowhere, should get nothing from here that we ain't get our shit first. And that's the bottom line. It ain't got nothing to do with hate. It's right. Because you ain't gonna go over China. They not gonna give you shit. Okay? And they come over here.
You can't even have 5 kids over China. So
right, you only can have 2.
And some of y'all fresh pots, go ahead, go over China.
So my thing is, give us our shit. Well, give us what y'all owe us.
I agree that we were old, but at some point.
Because if y'all had the Homestead Act and y'all took all the land away from the Native Americans that was here and the black people that they try to say wasn't here, y'all took all their land and gave them and gonna write up a bill, take their shit, send them off to Oklahoma walking, and then gonna say, oh, y'all niggas need to go.
How you know they didn't have a horse? You wasn't there.
Fuck out. They took them. They took all their shit. That's why they call it the Trail of Tears. Because they had to walk.
That's what they say.
Okay? Because they had to walk. So
that's what they say.
My thing is, if y'all can give everybody else some shit, then give us our shit.
All right, what would you want? Right.
I just told you.
No, what?
Our kids need to definitely have free education. And
you got to worry about your household. You worry about everybody else's kids.
See,
what would you want?
I got to worry about my people in general.
Give me one. What would you want? Number one. Go. You got 2 choices.
I need.
You only get 2.
I need in cash dollars what was equivalent to 40 acres in a mule. Then I need that in cash dollars today.
Oh, I can give you that.
That's probably about 3
right now.
That's probably about 4 or 5 million.
I know plenty of Jamaican stores got mules. You got that.
That's probably about 4 or 5.
Curry goat too.
About 4 or 5 million.
Let me tell you the 2 things. If they say they was gonna repay me, let me tell you what I would want. Keep it all the way real.
Are you talking to be on the opposite side of the point? My listeners are saying.
No.
Because they feel like you're missing the point. They feel like you're missing the point.
Let me talk to y'all, because y'all need Judge EA. Because y'all might be angry.
Oh, I'm definitely angry. Because if you a black person that ain't angry in America, it's a problem.
I'm not angry.
That's how I feel.
I got some sex last night.
Man, fuck all that.
See? I only threw that out there just to see if somebody was going to say something. See? So you poop. Y'all don't
already coping.
I'm talking to your people. I ain't even talking to YouTube Live. We going straight
We is coping right now.
Straight to Ani and them. I forgot their names, all the ones that eat pork and the ones that eat beef. Y'all. Tell me.
We already coping.
Let me just say
and it ain't just about black, and it's not just about black people. It's about poor people in America, for real.
I'm off them because they ain't realists. Your guests on Facebook ain't realists right now. They ain't keeping the game.
When do we get a bag, though?
Let me tell y'all something.
When do we get what we owe?
All right, let me give you. Remember last week, if I kept that state of mind, because I was doing wrong. I went to jail. I was making 18 cents an hour the first year. That was like 38 cents a month. I mean, $38 a month. After I got 3-4 years in, I had a year left. I was working on a farm in a 2MC crew. I was shoveling fucking bridges of towns that I didn't never. They call it giving back to society. That wasn't my society, but I got it mentally. We were shoveling bridges.
How many people was
Wait a minute. Let me say this. I was getting 51 cents an hour, $85 a month. At that time, it was very helpful because I was running up the collect bill, so I was able to send $35, $40 home every month towards the phone bill. That fixed my mindset. And I said this last week and the week before that, and plenty other times. I said, when I come home from jail, because yes, I was a drug dealer. I never got caught physically, but they railroaded me. But I got to stand what I do and say, because yes, I was a drug dealer. I said, when I come home, there's no way in the world I'm not going to take a $5 an hour job.
That's not the point.
Wait a minute. You don't get what I'm saying.
You can't pay rent with that.
It's the same. Wait a minute. Let me finish. I don't like to keep bragging about how much I make now. I done said it a couple times. 24 years later, staying out of trouble, rebuilding my knowledge of self, refocusing on my goals, short-term and long-term, overcoming every obstacle, stepping stone, stumbling block that was thrown in my way. I had to leave. Wait a minute. So if I would have kept saying, give, y'all owe me, 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 third because, I'm entitled because, whatever it was, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, now I know my ABCs. All the way, the whole alphabet.
Not the point.
Wait a minute. I would have never said to myself, I don't need your reparations. I don't need what you owe me. I don't need you to give me credit. I'm going to hustle it for my own. Because every time I sit there and wait, it makes me angry. It makes me stand in line for some fucking government cheese. When we didn't have nothing else to eat, I stood in line with my family at times on a Wednesday or a Tuesday to get that government cheese because I didn't have.
You're one person.
Wait, but I only can speak for me.
Exactly. But what about all the other people that went to jail?
But when I'm instilling in the people, you got to have knowledge of self. You got to stop blaming others and start pointing the finger at yourself.
It's not about blame. This is my thing. It's not about blaming nobody.
They owe us.
No.
Give me the 4 acres and the mule.
Owe us. They definitely
Fuck that. Give me a chihuahua.
All right, well, if that's the case,
give me a chihuahua.
All right, so you're saying all that to say what you should say is when these people come from over these other countries, they don't get no loans from the government. They don't get no $5,000 worth of food.
Listen, first of all, I'm not going to stress about what somebody's household get.
My point
I have to work. Knowledge of self is worrying about me. La ilaha illallah, the oneness of God,
listen,
all the things
all
that
of that, and at the end of the day, these people is coming over here to our country getting shit that our people should have got. And I'm never going to change my stance on that. It's too many people. They still arguing about it. Listen, they still arguing about if they're going to put a black woman in Supreme Court in 2022.
Tell your folks take that Christopher Columbus from South Philly. Start with that. We're talking about something that we can't physically control.
They definitely should. But see,
let's talk about something that we can change, things that we can't change.
Well, you can change that.
I know that.
Because people ain't thinking about that because that don't affect the bottom line.
But it affects the way law is made and decision making. See, it goes
That's the whole thing.
All right, so we all know that it starts in the lower courts in order to get it manifest in the physical. I get that part. We still talk about rent. First of all, get rent out your mind.
No, because that's
get mortgage. Own. You want to stop fucking renting and start owning.
Did you hear what I said? You didn't hear what I said when they said that home ownership has dropped to the lowest this year in the last 8 to 10 years because this bull crap, because they're pushing people to the point where people can't buy homes, the people that really need them. So
I'm looking for one.
But you better have a 1,200,000 credit score. What about the average person?
No, you ain't got to have no 12,000.
You might as well.
No,
you might as well.
Raheem can get you approved for 540, 550.
Because when I sat there and watched that lady she was on one of those Sunday news shows, and she's a banker.
That's her situation.
Nope, she's a banker.
She's a liar. She's a banker
with good credit. Who tried to get a house in D.C.
Everybody's
and she was
situation is different.
denied. It's across the board, though.
No, it's not.
Why is we less than 1% of the wealth in America in 2022?
Blame it on the rain. Next.
Nope, because
that's the answer.
You're missing the point, though.
Because I can't fix it. I'm not missing the point.
Because you're one person.
You want me to elaborate?
One person.
You and your people on Facebook.
Millions of black people in America.
I love your people, though. I love y'all, though.
They telling you.
I'm telling y'all. Tanya, Lamont, Keisha, Jasmine, And I'm saying y'all last name because y'all old heads. Butter, yeah, Lamont McIntosh, yeah, Tanya. We just have fun, y'all. I like to bid. I like to have fun, so
But at the end of the day,
just take this out of this. Take everything out of this. I like to say I ain't begging, I'm buying. I can now afford a glass of wine. I can now afford a chicken cheesesteak. I used to not be able to afford nothing. That's a plus. It starts from here. Knowledge of self.
They probably hired them. I ain't gonna go there on you. But everybody ain't you, EA.
What? No.
So everybody that come from prison,
if you got two hands,
everybody that come from prison cannot go into
talking to people that went to prison.
White collar.
Because prison is for suckers.
Absolutely.
So especially if you commit recidivism, if you going back and forth to jail, you're a real
That's
sucker.
how come they need to shut half of these prisons down in this country.
Why?
Because
then where they gonna put all the rapists?
Everybody in there ain't rapists.
I don't believe they need to shut the
Majority of the people
down.
in prison, no, they shouldn't shut them down.
Stand what you do and say.
A lot of the people in jail they get a lot of time for little dumb shit.
You want them moms that let little Jamil he done shot that dude around the corner and
it's not
he
that.
in jail.
If you're a rapist, a child molester, a murderer, but some people, if you went to jail and you had an ounce of weed, you don't need to get no 10 years. But people are still sitting in prison for those types of things.
Well, they working on it.
Okay.
I did 5
working
years
on it.
I said,
when Pennsylvania,
thank you, Janice Brinkley.
When Pennsylvania has to keep their jails filled, or they're going to have to pay.
Thank you, Beretta.
Okay.
And y'all old heads know it. No, cousin. What's her name?
My cousin is Dwayne. And Pennsylvania have to keep their prisons filled, or they will have to pay the prisons. Did you know that? They have to keep them.
That. I ain't saying your points ain't factual.
Exactly.
That's not what I'm saying.
If you're
talking about knowledge of self and you're misconstruing.
If the crime rate drops and you got to keep your prison full, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do about it?
Okay. You're going to go grab some people off the street. And
if the crime rate
drops and you need your prisons filled, what are you going to do?
If I had a prison?
Yeah.
Lock you to...
Exactly.
I get it.
And it might not just be murder. It might not just be rapists. It might be somebody who didn't do shit.
Started with them speakeasies. All the stores that sell drugs in them.
They ain't ours. Yeah. They ain't ours, though.
Yeah, but y'all patronize them.
Do we have much choice?
Yes, you do. Mm-hmm. Go to Whole Foods. Walmart is in every hood. I ain't trying.
Whole Foods gets government welfare.
Walmart is in every hood. They take access
and they definitely
pay less.
And they definitely getting some money.
Walmart, one of my favorite stores. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying.
They're one of the biggest.
Some people say half of their stuff
They're
come from
one of the biggest recipients of government welfare.
But they only have a 3% markup of their items.
Whatever. They shouldn't. They rich. They don't need to get no government money. The money that government gives to Walmart, they need to be giving it to people for homelessness in America. Point blank, period.
I heard a whole family hating today.
Because the fact remains that it's always us at the bottom.
And the facts remain.
And everybody
always
go
have
apply.
Knowledge of self.
All y'all people who just came home, apply for a job at EA Job.
No, everybody's hiring now. McDonald's is hiring. Burger King.
And they not hiring everybody.
I worked in the movie theater sweeping up popcorn.
I had a person tell me they went to McDonald's.
I worked at U-Haul.
Listen to this. I had a person tell me they went to a job, got an interview.
I would have worked anywhere.
They got an interview at McDonald's, and guess what McDonald's told them?
What?
We would hire you, but you got locked up for writing checks.
And so that's fraud. That's fraud.
They need a damn job.
They writing checks.
Who said you missed the point?
I don't want you neither. No.
So they don't supposed to work. So who said they was gonna write a check again?
Go do cement labor.
You ain't gonna get no job.
This is why I'm a bill collector. Because I messed up my name.
Mm-hmm.
So the only type job I was able to get, I didn't have no fraud on my name, was collection agencies. So I worked at collection agencies where I made $70,000 a year coming out of jail 2-3 years later.
My cousin said that's fraud, but people
is fraud.
They went to jail, but they went to jail and served their time. So listen, this is what you're gonna put them.
You raped somebody, you went to jail, and came home, so you still should be out of society.
I'm not talking about no rapist. I'm not talking about no rapist.
It's still a offense.
I'm talking about a person who wrote one check.
Oh, so you biased.
From some
you biased.
I'm not talking about no rapist. You
biased.
you said everywhere is hiring.
Biased.
You said everywhere hiring.
Right, they are.
That person went to jail, served
The
their
union
time.
hiring construction.
They
workers.
ain't wrote a check since they came home, but now they can't work at McDonald's.
You know how many brothers that came in here that's cold gangsters that work at Amazon and bragged about it? Oh, my check heavy. To me. Oh, yeah, I will law on my kids. So that's an excuse these brothers got.
You would
They
say
only
that.
want to sell drugs. They only want to carjack people so they can go steal. And they only want to steal your packages off your doorstep. When UPS and FedEx come, throw them ninjas in the trash. The ones that want to do better, help them out.
All right, the ones that want to do better, hire them. Don't let their past stop them from getting a job. Give them a chance.
You can hire them.
Give them a chance. I'm a hire. I'm definitely gonna hire.
No, everybody can hire them.
Definitely.
No, honestly.
And I want to thank you guys for tuning in to
and y'all hating
UnSurfaced.
this. All Khadijah family was hating this one.
I see you guys next week.
Love y'all. It was fun.